get ready with me for bed while I tell you probably one of the craziest things that's happened to me. Okay, so backstory, me and my friends, basically we live near the Stranger Things, like where they filmed everything, and we wanted to go visit it because we just watched the show. So basically one of the friends that we went with actually had been here like at least 8 times, so he knew his way around. Okay, so it was me, my boyfriend, my friend, her boyfriend, and her brother. So we get there and obviously it's really sketchy. It's actually in the process of being like torn down, and there was actually no way to get in anymore. So obviously he didn't really know like a way to get in because the way that he always had gone in was now shut. So he had the bright idea of getting a fire extinguisher and throwing it through the window. Now, a little backstory, I'm not the type of person to be doing this stuff like at all. I'm a very good kid, but I was in an adventurous mood, I guess. Anyway, so that's how we get in, and as you can probably tell, it was very loud, so I don't know what we were really thinking, but the cops definitely heard it, or somebody definitely heard it, and they ended up calling the cops. But, you know, we didn't know that, so we continued to go on and explore. It was pitch black, so we all had our flashlights on. We were just looking. We actually went on the roof and just sat there for a little bit. It was pretty calm. And my boyfriend actually turns to the side, and he notices a bunch of flashing lights. So if you didn't know, we were at Hawkins Lab, and basically it's a really big like plus-size building, like a plus-size shaped building, and we saw the lights coming from this way, so we all freaked out. And basically my sister's brother had never like had this happen. The cops have never came to this specific area, so we were all like freaking out. So the best thing we could really think about doing was to just get out of the building and run. So we actually ended up going back to where we came out of, the broken window, and we decide to straight on run for it. Now the cops, we could hear them. We didn't really know where they were, but we definitely heard them. They were probably above us. So the cops were right here. We were on the basement floor, so we decided to run this way towards the forest. So this was probably not a smart idea because the cops did end up finding us, and they started to run towards us. Now at this point I was peeing my pants because this has never happened to me before, but we thought everything was fine because we were actually outrunning them. And we get to a certain point where everybody just stops, and we look down and there's a 20-foot wall that we have to jump down. Now this is because we are in the woods in the middle of nowhere, but we're actually in somebody's backyard now. So not only are we trespassing, I don't even know, like Hawkins Lab, we're trespassing somebody's backyard now. We do end up jumping down and running to the car, and obviously we outran them, but I 100% don't recommend doing that ever. So anyways, that's all. Bye guys.
Story time on how my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with his sister. Let's just get into it. So story starts, and I'm dating this guy for like a year. We were the type of couple that was like, oh my god, like they're gonna last forever, like they're literally perfect. So he has this sister, and she's like half a year younger than him. It's like not that crazy of an age difference, it's really close. So we all went to the same school, and literally she hated me for no reason. Like her whole family loved me but her. First couple of months of us dating, like it was never like weird. I never had any suspicion. He was actually quite literally rude to his sister, so like I wouldn't ever think anything of it. I mean, no one really does that, so yeah. Anyways, this girl hated me for literally no reason, hated my guts, and talked bad about me around the whole entire school. But you know what? I let it slide because I loved his family and we were together, and I was like, why would I let your little sister stop me from dating you? I'm not gonna let that break us up. Anyways, that should have been my first red flag because he would tell me that I'm insane and I need to get over it. But yeah, that was really weird. Plus my friends thought it was really weird, especially how he didn't really do anything. He just let it happen. So yeah, I should have took that as my first red flag because that's insane. You're not gonna do anything when your sister is bashing me around the whole entire school and to everybody. As time went on, like I would come over to their house, and he was always like kind of weird with his sister. With his sister or not, he'd always make like really weird remarks about like how she looked and her body looked. It low-key kind of brushed me off like really weird, but I was like, okay, like that's his sister, like nothing weird like that, because who would think that you're banging your little sister? Not me. So one day I was planning on going to my friend's house, and I told him, and he was like kind of being really weird about it. He He was also just like a really controlling person. Like he would never let me hang out with my friends or anything or even go out. So I was just like, whatever. I didn't think much of it. We end up arguing and then I finally get to go because like he gets to go anywhere whenever he wants. So it's not really fair. So I was just hanging out with my friend in her bed and my boyfriend was just acting really weird. A weird that he's never acted before. Like he's like ghosting me and not talking to me. Just really weird. Something he never did before. It made me feel so weird. So in his neighborhood, there's like a park. And mind you, this was like 10 o'clock at night. So his location is set at the park for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, like whatever. He's probably just hanging out at the park. It just made me feel really weird because he was acting really weird. And it's just like, why are you acting like that? So after like 30 minutes, he was still at the park for like an hour. So he completely ghosted me. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we just walk to the park? So that's exactly what I did. Me and my friend walked to the park without him knowing and I turned off my location. So we get to the park and mind you, like you couldn't be able to see us. Like he wouldn't have been able to see us. It was so dark. So I was like, this is like low-key perfect. Like what if I catch him doing something? Like I didn't want to, but like I was like, you know what, for the plot. So as we get closer to the park, I hear talking and yeah. And it's a girl. So I look at my friend like, oh, soda, we get quiet and creep up on them. As I get close enough to see them, I see his sister and him. I see them doing something crazy that you should never do with your sister. You guys can kind of pick up what I'm putting down. So as soon as I see them, I immediately yelled out like, oh my God, and they immediately turned their head. And when I tell you, they were shaking. I can't even like tell you what I said. I was just like so disgusted. I was like, that's your sister. And he was saying the usual, like, it's not what you think, I promise, like, I can explain. His sister's just over there, like, shaking in her boot. I was just literally so disgusted, and I was like, oh, hell no, like, we're leaving right now. Because what does one do in that situation when you see your boyfriend doing a squirrel dance on his sister? Like, immediately broke up with him, and then after that, for months, he told people that I cheated on him. Low-key didn't tell people that he did the renegade on his sister because like that's crazy and I'm not that bad of a person, but you want to see that I cheated on her. Anyways guys, that's my lore. So follow me if you guys want more crazy story times because I have way more than this. So I love you guys so much. Bye.
Get ready with me, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a story time on just like my relationships. Everything that I say is going to be like random about different people, I guess, and if you're mentioned, I'm sorry, but we did have a relationship, so I do have a story. And I also have literally been in the trenches. Like I have gone through so many awful relationships, so I have like oh my earring. Okay, I have so much to share. Okay, so starting way down at the beginning, like almost 4 years ago, I like dated this kid, and I'm not even kidding you. I was so young, but it did not feel like I was young in that relationship. Like I was so bad, and I literally did not get over this kid for like 2 years. It was so bad. I have never ever gone through that since. Like I have but I have basically never struggled to get over someone necessarily. Not like that I'm saying I move on, but I have not been like stuck on someone in so long. I don't know if that sounds bad, but like I just don't sit there and like ponder about it for forever. Whenever I was younger, I don't know what I was doing, but I hung out with so many boys that were 2 grades above. Like it was in 8th grade and freshman year. 8th grade, I hung out with so many sophomores, and freshman year, I didn't hang out with as many, but I hung out with like a lot of like juniors. Like I don't know what I was doing. I don't know, but it's what I did. And then after that, I took a break from the older men for a little bit, luckily. Then I went right back and started dating a boy 2.5 years older than me. 2.5. At 15, my boyfriend was 18 years old. When I tell you, never again in my whole entire life, unless I'm like 50, because that's like not bad, like, will I have a boyfriend 2.5 years older than me. You are at 2 completely different stages of your life. You want 2 completely different things most of the time. And that age gap sets such a bad dynamic between the relationship because you like are, it's like a power dynamic. Like whether you realize it or not, it's a power dynamic. And some people can have a relationship without that, sure.
Me personally, I did not. I know that I had a power dynamic. I wouldn't say that I was controlled. I would say that I was controlled. And in the moment, I was like, no, I love him. I'm going to get married to him. But like looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, stand up for yourself. However, that boy wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't that bad. My worst trenches of the trenches, worst relationship literally ever that I've ever gone through. And I hope that I never, ever, ever go through again. This boy called me names. Like, that's the first time I've ever been actually in a toxic relationship. Like, he called me names. He couldn't take no for an answer. Like, he literally called me, like, a whore and, like, a bop and, like, a slut. Like, he literally called me those names. He actually literally just made a TikTok with like text from that in it, because I mean it goes with the trend and I'll never see him again. And so he literally was like, oh my gosh, so horrible. And if you magically see this, I'm sorry, like, you're not like, I'm sorry, but the relationship was so bad. But yeah, he would literally just like text me, and like if he was mad, he would just like cuss me out and everything. And I am very, like, my faith is very, very important to me. And his faith was not important to him in the beginning. And I don't know why, but I still was like, okay, no, like, it's fine, like, whatever. He started going to church and everything. And at the end, I'm sorry to put this person on blast, but told me that God told him it was time to asked me to get back together, and I said no. And I was just like, I don't think that God told you to get back to, like, to ask me, because I said no. Like, I didn't want to get back together. Maybe it was so that he could, like, get over me or something, but I don't know. I have dated, like, a few, like, angels, and I just never like the angels. Like, I don't know why. I feel like I'm, like, toxic, but I never ever can, like, stay in a relationship with them. And I don't know if, like, I don't know why. But yeah, so I have so many more horror stories. Oh, forever ago, I can't believe that I left this out. I got cheated on, and it wasn't that deep. I was literally a freshman, the beginning of my freshman year. But if you don't know, I made a video, like, of me breaking up with him, and I never posted the video. If I did, when I do, I should say, it'll go viral. But I made the video, and I made, like, a get ready with me breaking up with him viral. I think it has 5 million views. It has like 600,000 something likes. It still gets likes every day, comments every day. Like, people still comment on my TikTok and are like, I know you from whenever you broke up with your boyfriend. Like, you're doing so much better now. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm doing so much better. Like, I'm not dating a loser. But yeah, no. So I did have that happen, and I did whatever it's called, like, capitalize off it, I guess. I haven't used this lip liner in so long, and I feel like my lips are so dark right now. I don't like it. One kid I liked for, like, so long, such a long time, and then whenever we finally, like, got together, it was so, like, it was so bad. And I remember, I don't know why, but I cried over that so much. Like, I was so upset for so long. And I feel like with just me saying that, nobody would necessarily know who it is, because that could apply to, like, multiple people. I'm trying not to, like, drop too much lore. Like, I'm trying to, for some people, because I'm trying to keep it a little bit, like, inconspicuous on who I'm talking about. But some of them, I mean, you already know. Like, some of them it's bad, but gosh. My one boyfriend told me that essentially, this isn't exactly it, but if we cuddled and I was, like, too close to him, then that meant that I wanted to, like, have, like, intercourse. And keep in mind, I want to wait till marriage. But he told me that if I did that, then that means that I wanted that. So I wasn't allowed, because then he wouldn't be able to control himself. And let me tell you, that made me mad. Because what do you mean? I like to cuddle. What do you mean? So yeah, now I don't even like to cuddle with people anymore, because, yeah. I have so much more like lore though, and I tried to keep it kind of like respectful in this video. And so if you want any more lore, let me know. If you're still watching all the way till the end, comment down below the broken heart emoji, because that is literally my heart after surviving these actual like monsters. And before you ask, yes, I've had a lot of relationships. I can't help it. I have one, it doesn't work out. I try to stay single. I'm single for like 2 months, and then I'm in a new relationship, and I hate that I do that. I absolutely hate it because it always goes wrong. Trying to fix that this time, the thought of a man literally repulses me. I don't snap anyone, I don't text anyone, I don't talk to anyone, I don't hang out with anyone. Like, I am like really single and trying to keep it that way, so please don't bully me. But yeah, if you watch all the way to the end, you're seriously a real one. Like I said, I try to keep it PG, respectful. I have a feeling that half these people are gonna see this, because I feel like some of them stalk my TikTok, I'm not gonna lie. Or at least have like friends that stalk my TikTok, or like girls that stalk my TikTok or something. I also might take this down if it flops or if it's too controversial, if I decide. And yeah, so I hope you have a wonderful day, and I love you. Jesus loves you so much. And story time on how I was talking to somebody famous. Well, he wasn't famous, his brother was famous, so makes up for it. I didn't want to put this on YouTube because I feel like the story isn't that interesting to put on YouTube, but it's interesting to put on TikTok, so yeah. Basically, one of my best friends had texted me, and she was like, hey, like, this guy that I used to go to school, or like they somehow know each other, was like, you're pretty and he wants to get put on with you. This was last summer, and I was like, you know what, like, it's summer, YOLO. And I didn't have a boo thing, so whatever. And so he followed me, I followed him back. We started chit-chatting, whatever, and then my friend calls me, and I'm trying to get more information about him, like, what, like, you know, what's he like, da, 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 but from my friend, not from him. And my friend was like, oh, he's Blank's little brother. And I was like, wait, hold on, like, whose little brother? Because his older brother isn't a big TikToker, but he's pretty known. Like, he kind of fell off, no offense, but he's pretty known. I think his girlfriend's more known than him, but his girlfriend's bad. But there's also 2 TikTokers that have this name. So I was like, wait, like, which one? Because if it was the other one, I was going to start going crazy. But it was this other one. I was like, oh, like, he's chill too. So then she was like, oh, like, she showed me who she was talking about, like, who the older brother was. And I was like, that's his older brother? So I started Googling, and I was like, how many siblings does have a little brother? Like, you know, because I was like, wait, like, this is not real. And Google famous birthdays, nothing showed that he had a little brother. So I was like, are you a fraud? Like, I'm trying to think here. But Google did say that he had a younger sister, which I already knew that. And then, yeah. Plus, my cousin and some other of my friends already knew the younger sister, which was the guy I was talking to's older sister. But the famous TikToker's younger sister, if that makes sense. So I'm over here trying to see, like, if there's anywhere on social media that it shows that this guy has a younger brother, so I like know this isn't like a fraud or something. But I end up like never figuring it out. Me and this guy, we stopped talking. I kind of forgot about him, whatever. And then his older brother's girlfriend pops up on my For You page, and I was like, like, let me watch this TikTok. Tell me why the little brother shows up on it. And the like caption was talking about like my brother-in-law. I was like, so you're not a fraud? And then whatever, either way, I let it go. I was like, whatever. Like 2 months later, me and my friends go to 3-man. And my homegirl was like, oh, like, let me see who I can invite. She's like, I found somebody. And like, we're like, oh, who did that? She brings up the famous TikToker's little brother. And I'm like, I talked to him too, what? But me and this guy weren't serious. Like, we didn't talk like in a serious level. So didn't really care, just brushed it off. We went on a 3-man. This guy was acting so freaking Hollywood. He was acting like he was Hollywood. Like, literally, he was walking away from us. He, like, didn't want to be seen with us. And I was like, okay. We ended up going to Buffalo Wild Wings. And I'm over here telling him, like, call your brother. I was fangirling a little, but, like, can't blame me. And he ends up calling his brother, and his brother didn't pick up. But whatever. And yeah, that's the story time on how I talked to somebody whose older brother was TikTok famous. And still is. Yeah. And this is not to bring up the past or anything. I'm in a happy talking stage. So yeah, it was just funny story time. And I was like, oh, like, I thought about it. And I was like, make sure you follow.
Story time on how one of my friends faked her death. We're gonna call this girl Emma. Me and Emma met online in 2023, and this happened last year in 2024. So I actually met Emma through TikTok, and I became close to her, and so did my best friend. She was also close with Emma. So Emma was struggling a lot, like, with her mental health, and me and my best friend always try to, like, be there for her and stuff, but it got to the point where it was, like, she was making up stuff to get attention from us. Like, one of the many lies that she made up, Emma told us that her mom got diagnosed with cancer and that, like, she was dying and stuff, but that ended up being, like, a complete lie. Her mom was, like, perfectly healthy, and she did not have cancer. So me and my best friend thought that was, like, really weird, but we were still, like, friends with her, but we were just being, like, very cautious about it, because at this point we were like, she's, like, a pathological liar. Like, there's no reason to lie to us about your mom having cancer. Another big lie that she would tell us is, like, she would go to the hospital, like, weekly, and she would lie and say that it's because she would attempt, I don't want to say the word out loud because I don't want this video to get taken down, but we ended up finding out that that was a lie. I can't remember how we found out, but I just know that the real reason why she went to the hospital weekly was because she was diabetic and she had to get, like, treatment and, like, insulin for that. So that was literally her, like, manipulating us and, like, making us feel bad for her. So yeah, at this point, me and my best friend realized that Emma was just, like, a liar. Like, she was lying to us about all of these, like, issues that she had. And, like, I'm sure she did, like, she was going through a lot. So, like, I don't want to, like, judge her. But, like, we just didn't want to be, like, dealing with that. And this is where the story just gets, like, crazier. So basically, my best friend was spending the night at my house, and we had just talked to Emma. And then I think probably, like, 30 minutes goes by, or, like, an hour goes by, and we both receive a DM from TikTok from Emma. And it was basically her sister telling us that she had passed away due to suicide. And yeah, I'm gonna insert the messages here. Okay, so these were the messages that we received. Okay, I'm just putting this oil in my hair, but the weirdest part about it was, like, an hour or two after we received that message, she was, like, reposting stuff on her TikTok and, like, posting videos. So we were, like, so confused. So yeah, we were, like, spamming her, like, texting her, trying to figure out, like, what was going on and stuff. But she ended up blocking us, I think. And then, like, a couple days went by, and she was, like, adding us, like, on Snapchat and stuff. And it ended up being this, like, whole lie. So yeah, that girl is, like, completely fine. Like, she is very much alive, and I mean, I'm glad she is. But I just don't understand with the whole, like, lying and, like, what do you get out of that? I just don't understand. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I'm all ready, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.
Hi guys, get ready with me with a little story time today. Okay, this story happened like a year or two ago. I don't remember exactly. Okay, basically, just to sum it up so you guys know what I'm talking about. I got pulled over and the cop asked me to get out to have a talk by his car. Yeah. Okay, basically this story starts when me and my sister were bored one night, and so we wanted to go do something. We were in downtown, like the big town outside of my town. Oh yeah, to keep in mind, this is probably like 1 a.m, like late at night. And so we're driving around, we're about to go home, and we're like, oh, we're hungry, we're downtown, like we might as well get food. So I think we decided we wanted to eat at McDonald's. And so I was pulling up the directions. My sister was like in a little argument with her ex-boyfriend. So she was like sitting there literally just like typing to him. So I was like, it's okay, I'll just pull it up. Then basically we're going to McDonald's, right? I am the worst person at directions. Like, genuinely, I don't know how to get anywhere. I was driving, so I waited until I got to a red light, stopped at a red light, and then I pulled it up because I was like, I know I'm in Minnesota, so we're a hands-free state, so you cannot be on your phone. But I was like, at a red light, like, I feel like it's fine. And the roads are not that busy. But then my sister goes, oh, a cop's, like, parked next to you. And so I, like, quickly got off my phone. And then one pulled up behind me. And then the light turned green, so I went, and immediately their lights went on.
the one that was behind me. And the roads we were on were like so skinny, and it isn't busy, but it's definitely busier than, like, there's not no cars on the road. And so I like pulled over into a little like alley thing. So dumb, I know, but that's the only place to pull over, and I always get so scared because it's like, where do I pull over? And so the cop that was behind me is the one that pulled me over, but the one that was parked next to me also like came with. And so they were both, like, I was parked, one behind me, one behind them, which is already scary as it is, especially at night. I also watch a lot of Criminal Minds, so I probably freaked myself out more than like actually what it was, but I was kind of scared because there's a whole episode on Criminal Minds of a guy pretending to be a cop and killing people. He comes up to my car, whatever, is like, you were on your phone, you can't do that, blah, 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 what were you doing on your phone? And I was like, oh, I was just getting directions up. And he was like, your sister's in the car, why can't she do it? Obviously, I wasn't gonna say, oh, she was texting someone, because that just sounds stupid. So I was just like, yeah, I probably should have. So then he, like, asked for me for my license and insurance, so I go to him, and he looks at my license, he's like, 19, so you're legal. And I was like, yeah? I think I was 19. I was 18 or 19, one of the two. And then he walked back to his car with my license, ran it, whatever, and he came back and comes back to my window and goes, why don't you get out? We're gonna go have a talk about my car. And I was like, okay. Like, I literally, like, jumped out of my car because I don't know, it's scary when a police officer talks to you. My mom told me I should not have gotten out, but, like, what do you do in that situation? And his car was not, like, right behind mine. Like, it was not a long walk at all, but like there was probably a gap that could fit like one or two cars in between us, so it was like my sister probably could not see what was going on from my car. But then I got out and we walked to the car, and then that's when he gave me my ticket, $150 by the way. He was like, this is the smallest one I could have given you, like, you've never been pulled over for this before, so I was just giving you the one for literally just having your phone in your hand, not even being on it. You can't do that either, like, you cannot hold your phone. And he's like, so I gave you the smallest one, and then I looked and it was $150. I was like, there's no way this was the smallest one. But anyways, he's like, don't be on your phone and drive, it's really bad for you. Like, I've responded to so many accidents like this, of teenagers being on their phones. Like, I'm giving you a warning this time, even though it was not a warning. Like, he just made me so mad. He's like, I'm giving you a warning this time, but like, if it happens again, you're gonna have to pay a lot more money. And he was just like being really stern in my face at his car. I think maybe he was trying to see if I had like been drinking anything, like by how I walked, but he didn't have any cause to like actually make me do the test. It's like, what? Like, that's my only guess, or he was just weird. But yeah, then he gave me my ticket, told me like there's a number on the back I have to call to pay it, and he's like, and you're good to go. And so then I just like walked back to my car and left. And I didn't really think anything of it at the time, but that is so weird. And I've been pulled over a few times and nothing like that has ever happened, especially at 1 a.m. in a already sketchy town. But that whole thing still scares me to this day because it could have been so much worse. I'm so thankful it's not. But I was kind of stupid, and I will not be stupid like that again. But anyways, thank you for listening. I am so excited about my outfit for today, so go watch those TikToks.
So I just found out one of my friends is so fake. So when I was dating my ex-boyfriend, there was this girl, and I started getting kind of close with her. Like, we would comment on each other's TikToks. We weren't like best friends or anything, but like we were close enough to the point where like we'd send vlogs and everything, and I would tell her about him and like everything. Like, I literally went in our saved in chats, and there's videos of me talking about gifts he got me and everything. And then when we were dating, she would post pictures of him and be like, oh my gosh, the senior is so fine, or something like that. And I would ask her, I'd be like, is this like about my boyfriend? Like, that's, first of all, even if we weren't friends, that's weird as hell. And the fact that we are friends just makes it even worse. Like, why are you doing that? She's like, no, it's not him. It's not him. So I like gave her the benefit of the doubt and believed her. Like, I was like, okay, if she really like is saying this is not him, like, who am I to not believe my friend? Also, this is like empty. So I kind of just moved on from it, and I was like, okay, that's weird. But so then me and my boyfriend obviously break up, and I never thought anything of it because she's a sophomore and he's a senior. Well, he's graduated now, but she's now a junior. That's 2 grade levels. She's 15, he's 18. And also, in our relationship, we would, like, not make fun of her, but, like, I always thought she liked him because of all the things I saw. So he would, like, we would joke about it, like, oh, yeah, go text her. And he was like, ew, bro, no, never. So he, like, said she was not cute. But then now I found out they, like, added each other on Snap. Like, she added him and was like, add me back, please. And he said, I just can't get caught lacking. I'm sorry. That just gave me the biggest ick I think I could possibly get for someone. And I'm not bashing either of them. I'm just telling a story time. I didn't say any names. So if you think this is about you,
if the shoe fits, wear it, but like, I don't know. I just felt the need to rant about it because I really don't care what either of them think about me, and I don't know, it's so disgusting to me. Like, I cannot believe, first of all, that one of my friends would ever do that, and second of all, the person that I was dating would do that. Also, because they're about 2 grade levels apart. I couldn't care less. Like, I really couldn't. It just gives me something to talk about on here. But anyways, I can't say anymore or else someone will cry, so.
Hi guys, welcome back to Get Ready With Me. I know you guys have missed these. I've missed them too. Today we're going to be doing a story time. Foundation on, but okay, so let's start this story by telling you guys the background of what happened. So if you're an OG, you guys remember the story time I did like a long ass time ago about this one girl who did me kind of dirty. This was like a year ago. This month it was her birthday. This was like 2 weeks ago. So it was her birthday, right? And she wanted to do this whole like dinner birthday type of thing, and I was like down for it. And it was just gonna be like her, me, and her 2 other friends, who mind you are her friends. Like, I am mutuals with them on like Instagram, and that's it. But like, they're not my friends, you know what I mean? And like, specifically this one girl. Birthday dinner, she had actually texted me. She had texted me if my boyfriend Jake could drive all of them, including me, to the birthday dinner, which first off the bat, I thought that was like, you know, I don't know those girls, and like, why would my boyfriend like drive them, you know what I mean? Like, the whole dinner, it was fine. It was like fun. It was cute. I took pictures of her. It was cute. Anyways, she had also asked me if she could spend the night at my house, which again, I had said yes. Like, she's been to my house a couple times. And at the dinner, she had actually asked me if her other friend could spend the night as well. And I was like, I don't know, you know, like, I ended up saying yeah, just because like it was like just like so in the moment. They ended up driving to my house, and I drove separately, and I met them here at my house. So we get here to my house, and my boyfriend ends up driving us to go get drinks and like weed and stuff. Who, mind you, she asked me if we could get the drinks and stuff for her, and of course I was like, yeah, like, that's my best friend who I've known for like a couple years. So I was like, duh, like, I'll get drinks for her and shit, like, it's her birthday. As soon as we get in the back of my boyfriend's car, these 2 girls just like go in their whole on little world. Like, should I name drop? So to not get you guys confused, look, there was my friend, and then her friend. I'm gonna call her friend. So those were the 2 girls who were in the back of the car, and then right off the bat, they were literally just like so in their own world. Cause like, bro, my boyfriend does have a nice car. Like, Jay has like a nice whip, and he has like starlights in the back of his car. The entire night, they were literally just like fucking making TikToks in the back of his car with the flash on, like in their own little world. They were like gossiping to each other, about high school. Mind you, she just turned 20, bro. Like, they were just like wanting to do prank calls and shit, and like they were literally not even talking to me. Like, it got to the point where even Jay noticed, like, yo, like, this is like weird, like, why are they like not talking to you, you know? And like, even he started to like try to make conversation with them, like would ask them questions and shit. They would reply and then go back to their own little world, like just fucking yapping and gossiping. And like, mind you, I don't even give a fuck about the friend. Like, I could care less about that fucking friend. She's not my friend, you know what I mean? Like, I was just weirded out by the behavior that my friend was giving, because like, she's hanging out with me and my boyfriend multiple times, and she was acting like he was a stranger to her. And like, Jay is like such a friendly person, like, you know, like, he makes conversation. He's not weird, you know? But it was clear that they were just leaving us out and shit. So we end up getting to the store, and we go even to get like snacks and stuff. Like, Jay's like, oh, like, you guys want to hop out to like pick your own snacks and stuff? We hop out, and like, they go and run to their own little like aisle in the store and go continue making TikToks, and like, they don't even include me. And like, I was just like, bro, like, this is weird. Like, I don't know, I just honestly felt hella left out. And I thought it was crazy too, because like, I was the only one who pulled up to that dinner with flowers and a gift for her. The whole night continues to be like that. By this point, I'm like, okay, I don't even want these bitches to stay over at our house. Like they're giving weird behavior. And it was like, you know what? I had already convinced them to like reschedule. And it just like keeps getting fucking weirder to the point where they're gonna leave, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go upstairs to grab our bags and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. And we have music playing, obviously, like it's not awkward in the house. Me and Jay end up staying downstairs and are just like talking. Like 15 minutes go by and we hear like fucking stomping upstairs. He's like, bro, go up there. So I go up here, I walk upstairs, and I see the door to me and his room closed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I obviously like push it open, and they're just like in there like messing around, making TikToks like in our room and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? The night was not about me, but it's like obviously you're in someone else's house, you know, and if you're gonna ask me to do this, and this, like shit, the least you could do is include the person, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong though, the whole entire night I was not being like, I'm not a mean person at all. Like they literally had no idea, I guess, that I was like bothered or anything. Obviously because I didn't make it known, you know, it's her birthday. I don't want to be dramatic and make the night about myself. Ended up leaving. She damn near forgot the flowers I got her. I said bye to them and they left. As soon as I come back in the house, me and my boyfriend sit down on the couch and we're like, what the fuck was that? And we were just like talking about the whole entire night. Like it was just so fucking weird. Like, bro, I had never seen her switch up around another person like that, you know? Like I was so fed up. Like I was so happy that honestly they didn't drink all their drinks and shit because I saved them for the next day and invited my real friends over. Like, bro, Maritza and Eliza would never pull some shit like that. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And I invited them over the next day. But anyways, it was like so crazy. Like I literally texted my sister about it ASAP too to get like another perspective, and it was just like, she was like, what the fuck? Were you not like, what the fuck?
Tell them about the dress.
Oh my gosh. And so it doesn't even end there. Like once they leave, I like come up here to take my makeup off for the night, and I'm like, bro, and Jay's like, what? And he's like, what? And I'm like, that friend of hers, that little girl, was literally wearing my dress the whole entire fucking night. Like, bitch. So like months and months ago, I had let my friend borrow that dress and she never gave it back. I have the habit of letting people borrow my shit and they never give it back. Anyway, she never gave it back. I pull up to that dinner and that bitch is wearing my fucking dress. And I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even say nothing when I saw her. Like, she knows me, you know what I mean? She didn't even say nothing. Like, my friend was the one that was like, oh, like, I let so-and-so borrow your dress. And I was like, okay. And then, like, later when they ended up both pulling up to my house was when that girl was like, oh, did you notice I'm wearing your dress? I was like, yes, the fuck I noticed you. Like, you would never see me give out my friend's clothes that I haven't given back in months to some random bitch you don't know. So I ended up not giving a fuck about it for like the next week and a half. But anyways, I'm running out of time. Let me know if you want a part 2.
Hi you guys, get ready with me while I drop some of my high school lore. So I fear this post is going to be a little bit risky because the people I'm going to be talking about today are definitely going to see it, but it's fine. Okay, so my sophomore year of high school, I had just started talking to this guy, and he had an ex-girlfriend of about like 2 weeks. Like they were broken up for like 2 weeks. They dated for like 2 years, that type of thing. And she went to our school too, but I was never friends with her, never talked to her. And basically she found out that me and, I'm gonna call him Joe, that me and Joe started talking. She like texts me, he's like, hey girl, like we haven't really broken up yet, and like I think you're so gorgeous and stuff, but like basically we're still talking and everything. And I was just like, Obviously I asked Joe, I was like, are you guys like still talking? Like should I back off? Like whatever. And he was like, no, literally delete her number. And I was like, okay, period. Like okay. And then basically fast forward like 3 months, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and we're dating for like a month at this point, I think. And then she basically like TP's my house, and it was like fine, like whatever. Like I TP people's houses too at the time, like I didn't care really. but obviously I had to get her back. So me and a bunch of people TP'd her house, and I think we did a good job. I think we low-key ate her up. And I thought it was like done, because I was like, okay, we're even. I don't even know why you care at this point, because we've been dating for like a month, talking for like 4 months, but whatever, we're even. I don't care about it anymore. And fast forward like a month or two, I think it was like 2 months, and she TPs me again, but this time she like fucked up my house. Like, she got that shit like fucked up. Like, I mean, saran wrap. We have like pillars outside my house. She saran wrapped them together and like threw ketchup everywhere and shit. And I was just like, oh, and I live like in the forest, by the way. So I have a lot of fucking trees. So I have a really good house to TP. Probably shouldn't say that, but I do. Anyways, my mom's like pissed. And then we're like looking at each other and we're like, yeah, we're not cleaning this shit up. So she calls the cops. And they come over and they're like, yeah, this is not okay. We're gonna go like to each of their houses who TP me, and then we're gonna go get them to clean it up. And that's exactly what they did. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I really enjoyed that part. Like, I love that they just spent all the money to fuck up my house, and then the next day had to go clean all of it up. And we said it wasn't good enough, and they had to like keep doing it, and I was just enjoying myself, because that's on you, that's karma. Anyways, so it's like our junior year of high school now, and she basically turns like 15 girls in our grade like against me, because I'm a homewrecker for some reason. I never understood that part, because I've never talked to you. How am I a homewrecker if I've literally never talked to you? We were never friends. Like, I don't even know you. And basically, she has a whole new boyfriend at this point, literally for about like 2 months. It was like December, I think, of my junior year. And then one of her friends like makes a TikTok between me and her, and it's like, who would win in a fight? Like, and it's like her versus me. Like, I'm such a downgrade, whatever. And I was like, just like, I don't even talk to either of you. Like, that was the weirdest fucking shit I've ever seen. And low-key, she thought she turned like a bunch of girls in our grade against me. But every single party I ever went to, I had every single girl, but her, obviously, because she still hates my guts. I don't really know why. But I had every single girl come up to me, and they were like, I think you and Joe are so cute together. Like, she's crazy. The amount of friends that she has that has told me she's crazy is wild. Like, she wouldn't even believe it. So I was like I completely forgot about it. Me and my like ex, we were dating for like 2 years. Oh yeah, we're broken up now at this point. We've been broken up for a couple months now, but we're dating for almost 2 years, like a year and a half, and we were at this party, and then I see his ex, Joe's ex. She's glaring at me, looking me up and down, thinking she's eating, and I'm literally like, you still care? Like, what? I don't even know if I mentioned this part, but when she TP'd my house for a second time, it was literally so bad. And like, she would post me on her story and like make fun of me, like make group chats about me, like constantly. Like, I was the face of like one of her, like her and her friends, like background in our group chat, and I'm just like, bro. Then fast forward to the past summer, me and my ex break up, and they got together. Shocker, shocker. Ex-boyfriend got with his ex. Like, shocker. Wow. And I just want to like say this here, like now, I do not care about my ex. I don't care about his ex-girlfriend. I don't know if they're still talking. I don't know if they're dating. I blocked them on like mostly everything, so I don't really care. I've completely moved on. I just thought this was an interesting story to tell, so I have so much more to say. But honestly, we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it there. I'm all done with my makeup now, and I love you guys all so much. If you enjoyed this, then let me know if you want more high school lore, because I definitely have it. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Finish getting ready with me while I tell you the story of why I don't talk to my sister anymore. Brittany is a year older than me, and she lives in Texas. I do not live in Texas, and I have not lived in Texas for a long time. I currently live in Utah, and during this story, I was in Utah. She was working at a dealership at the time, and we were constantly on FaceTime calls. And an important character in the story, his name is going to be David. David was often one of the biggest people I would see on FaceTime. She would show me around, show me the people that she worked with, and it was just a pretty cool atmosphere in general. It was predominantly men, and every time I was on the call with David, he would always make sexual remarks towards me. Typically, the phone call would look like he would get on FaceTime with me and he would say how much hotter I was than Brittany and how he wishes I was the one down there. Just stuff that made me really uncomfortable, and I would just laugh through it. You would always hear my sister in the background saying like, "Oh, stop it, that's not funny," all jokingly. Just weird stuff. Brittany and David got pretty close together, and I didn't know at the time, even during the FaceTime calls, but a little bit later I found out he was married and was about to welcome his first baby girl into the world. He was living in a house with his wife, and every time I talked to my sister about him, she always said that he was just a friend, her best friend. She thought of him like our brother who passed away. He reminded him of her, him of him. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Besides the point, every time that he was brought up, it was that he was a best friend, and she thought of him like our brother who passed away. Just comments like that. Swore up and down every time I talked to her that nothing was ever going to happen to her and him. It was just platonic, and they were really close friends. I actually have another sister who was living in Texas with my sister Brittany at the time too. And she would call me and say she felt something was up between them. And I admitted that I felt the same way. Brittany at the time was living with my grandma, and they ended up getting into some pretty nasty fights, disagreements, couldn't agree on things, so Brittany ended up having to move out of the house. Now, this is where things started to get pretty suspicious. She would start FaceTiming me and saying how awful the wife was and how bad she treated David and all this other stuff. This is when me and my sister started to get pretty suspicious of Brittany. We were like, something is weird, something is off. I really don't know how to explain it. David ends up welcoming his girl into the world, and Brittany ends up babysitting a lot for them until she gets her own apartment. I don't know how long they've been together. I also wanted to mention, I also don't know how old David is. He's definitely much older than I, and I am only 20 currently. He is probably in his 30s, could be late 30s, something like that. She's watching the baby. Brittany's watching the baby for them. She's not being asked to pay rent or anything. She's just staying there, and then she does find her own apartment. She moves out, and everything seems fine. She would talk about him like she was just a really concerned best friend, or at least that's the way that she was trying to make it out to be. And eventually, the truth came to light. That the wife saw David's location at Brittany's apartment, and he would come home and she would ask, "Are you sleeping with her? Are you sleeping with her?" And he would say, "No, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not," while they were. So while she is watching their baby in their house, she is sleeping with them. Everyone in our family was telling Brittany how wrong this was, and she just didn't care. She said that the wife was awful, so it really wasn't like, he just needed a way out, pretty much. We were all left pretty shocked by this. She's done some pretty bad things, but this is probably the worst one in my history of knowing her, that she's done something like this before. So obviously there is a divorce that's ensuing through this entire thing because she had evidence that David was cheating, and yeah, they started with an entire divorce. Just to spare some time, there was some stuff that happened in between with David and Brittany. They ended up they were done seeing each other, and Brittany would call me and my sisters and would say how awful and crazy he was and psycho. She ended up seeing another person for a little while, and it didn't work out. And David would allegedly call the other guy that she was working with and seeing and threaten him and say that, "Oh, she's mine, what are you doing? Like, don't talk to her, she's my girl." And she would just say he was crazy. After that weird guy incident that I don't even remember his name happened, David and Brittany end up getting back together. It was a little confusing because you didn't even know that they were together in the first place. You just kind of knew that they were doing things with each other. Obviously, the divorce was pretty messy just due to the fact that he was cheating the entire time, and there was a baby involved with it. There's also another event that happened that I don't feel comfortable sharing myself because it's not my own personal experience, but she ended up not keeping a baby the first time. Later down the line, Brittany ends up moving in with David. They end up getting a house together and everything seems fine. And we all still want to have our sister, so we have to talk to her and act as if we don't know anything. Even being around David, I was always so uncomfortable just because of what he had said even the first time of me meeting him, and also knowing everything that I had known. It was hard for me to look at anyone in this scenario the same way that I had before. And I felt such a heavy weight of anger and sadness for the wife. Not only for the fact that she had just given birth, and that is such a vulnerable time for a woman, but also she was just being lied to the entire time. I was also being lied to, and so was everyone else. If I had ever talked to the woman, if I had seen her or known her, I would have told her immediately. Flash forward, Brittany and David end up getting pregnant together. Surprise! Brittany and David did not have what seemed like a good relationship. Brittany would always call me, even before the pregnancy, in the work bathroom and would complain about how controlling he is and how he just goes off on her for random reasons. And I could hear him outside the door banging. When are you coming out? Get out, get out. He was upset that day because they were not eating lunch together. The entire family was pretty supportive because there was nothing they could do at this point. While they were disappointed and confused by all the events that took place, a lot of them actually didn't even know that this happened. Still to this day, a lot of the family does not know that she did that, and she keeps it pretty hush-hush because why wouldn't you? I have no respect for him as a person. He did give me my niece, who I never see, just because my sister is not a very good person, and this story is kind of one of the many as to why I do not talk to her anymore. Even when my sister got pregnant with David's baby, he was out at strip clubs, and I know this because she would call me and would cry complaining about all of the stuff that he was doing, such as going to a strip club. Still to this day, if you were to ask her like why she did what she did, she would not be able to give you a reason, but would still bash the baby mama hardcore, saying how crazy she is and A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All I can hope for now is the best for everyone and all of the babies involved, and that's it. That's my story time. Thanks for joining me.
Guys, get ready with me while I tell you about one of my friends. I love her so much. She's like one of my favorite friends, but this is to warn you guys not to do what she did. So basically the story starts back in, back in 7th grade. And she said she was dating this guy and then broke up with him. And she's like, I'm not going to date for a while now, like till high school. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like, good for you. That was such a good boundary to set for yourself. Anyways, fast forward to the summer of like 7th to 8th grade. We meet these neighborhood boys, and she starts to develop a little crush on them. Which is like, no worry, girl. Like, me too. Like, I got a crush on the other boy. Anyways, us two girls got a crush on the other two boys. And then my friend started dating the other boy. She was like, I know, I said no dating, but, like, I think it's gonna be good. I was, like, on her side. I was like, I think this is gonna be good, too. Okay, so I guess I wasn't that best, like, a good person in this whole situation because I was just, like, pumping her up. But anyways, tried dating him. Everything's going really good. Like, honestly, like, they're, like, so cute. Everyone loves them. They're so cute. Then she tells me, I don't like him anymore. I go, oh man, because this is when I know things are gonna get complicated. So after she told everyone she's never ever like not dating till high school again, like all this stuff, and then she ends up dating a guy and it's going really, really good, and then all of a sudden she's like loses feelings. I'm talking her through this of all the consequences and stuff, because sometimes like you don't always have a feeling and that's okay, and you still like the person, if that makes sense. But I don't know, I'm like talking her through this. I'm like, hey, like this might happen if you do this might happen if you do this. She is set on breaking up with him, and I was like, okay, like, you do you. Like, I can't control you, and, like, why be in a relationship if you're not happy, I guess. I don't know. So, she breaks up with him over call, and I'm telling you, this boy is devastated. He says, like, 2 words come out of his mouth, which is why and okay. And my boyfriend is, like, friends with him, so I was talking to him last night, and he's like, yeah. He came out of that, like, football locker room almost on the verge of tears. When I say this poor boy liked her so much, he was head over heels for her. They're in completely different classes, but he still walked upstairs every single day to talk to her, walk with her, all these kind of things. He called her and texted her every single night. Like, he really liked her, and he was really nice too, but my friend just didn't like him and didn't want to be associated with him anymore, I guess. Okay. But now, this is where the backlash comes in. Wait. As you can tell, you guys, I'm horrible at makeup. But anyways, backlash. Probably 10 minutes after she breaks up with him on call, she gets a text from my boyfriend. Why'd you break up with him? All that kind of stuff, just like, whatever. And he was like, okay, I understand, like, okay, I get it. Because I picked a good one. But anyways, and then she gets another text from a different boy. Good job. Like, good job doing that. And whatever. Like a cocky, not cocky, I don't know words. Like a way to go, sarcastic way kind of thing. And then more people keep getting mad, like, oh, you dated him for no reason if you're just gonna break up with him for no reason. And we're over MEA, and if you ask me what that stands for, I have no idea, but it's just a 4-day weekend that we get, and it's amazing. I think she broke up with him on Wednesday, so that means that on Monday when we come back, but she did it on MEA, so then the backlash would kind of like settle down throughout the weekend, so when she come back it wouldn't be as harsh. I was like, okay, good plotting. I spent the last 10 minutes on my brows trying to shape them, and I think I'm done. Okay, it looks like my face is full of makeup, but it's just because my really pink lip. Myra's are super puffy, so I'm gonna do my eyelashes quick. So honestly, the moral of the story is just don't do what she did. If you set boundaries for yourself, keep them, because now things are way worse than they were before. And don't do what I did. And obviously, like, you can't control a person, but try to lead them in the right direction. Also, the saddest part about all of this, when my friend and him got together, he had to break up with his girlfriend. So he was dating someone all the way up until my friend and him got together, and they were a happy 6 to 9 month relationship. So he broke up with his long relationship girlfriend to go with my friend, dated for a month, then got broken up with because she didn't like him anymore. So now he's just girlfriendless, which is fine. Single life, pretty amazing, but it's just kind of sad. My lashes are getting so long. Okay, these are the lashes. Anyways, I hope you guys watch this whole very talkative get ready with me. But yeah, let me know what you think in the little comment section. I feel super cringy right now. Bye guys.
If you're seeing this on your For You page, please stop scrolling because I actually don't know what to do. Like, I'm genuinely anxious. So let me give y'all a story. So if y'all didn't know, Gianna's having her Halloween party and we're all supposed to wear like costumes, right? Yeah, I don't know what to be. And I've actually, why do I wait last minute for everything? I think of things and I'm like, no, that's like too basic. Everyone's gonna be that. And like, I wanted to be a mermaid because that's like so fun and aesthetic and cute. And I'm like, okay, yes, that's so fun. But like, I just feel like everyone's gonna be that. I don't know. And like, guys, this is such a first world problem, but like, I genuinely just need inspo. So if anyone has any inspiration or ideas, I just personally don't like wearing like corset sort of tops. So if you guys have any ideas, I'm gonna go to the store with my dad right now and go look we're gonna go to the thrift store because, you know, you can find good things at the thrift store. So if you guys have not looked at your local thrift store, I recommend, because the stuff there is actually cute. And I found like Lululemon there before in like cute t-shirts. Like, it's the move, trust. I talked about this in my past Get Ready With Me, but originally I texted this person and I was like, they asked me, they were like, what are you gonna be for Gianna's party? Because I don't know what I was gonna be. I was like, me and you should do something together. And then he's like, oh yeah, okay. And then after I sent him some inspo, and then he was like, I actually don't know if I want to be anything, because I feel like we're not going to see each other a lot at the party. So I was like, okay, that's okay. That's nice. Okay, so hopefully he's not just doing it with someone else and he just like wants to like friend zone me nicely. But it's alright. Guys, I really wanted to be like I wanted to do Curious George and the Man in the Yellow Hat. That's what my idea was. They did not like that idea, I don't think. I think they did not find the vibe. And if you think you know who I'm talking about, you probably don't. So don't guess. Also, guys, my earring is infected. It fell out on my sleep and I started itching it and like irritating it, and I think I just made it worse. Like, dude, here's the victim. I think it's because I accidentally put a sheen earring in instead of the sterling silver ones. Oopsies. But in all my other earrings, it's a sterling silver, and I'm just allergic to like this kind. But right now I'm in Washington because I flew to my dad's, and then from here I'm going to New York for the Glow House and for Gianna's party, and I'm so hyped. So if you guys have ideas, please let me know, because I'm going to right now to go shopping to go get them. That was my Rush Get Ready With Me and story time, but I love you all so much, and always remember, Jesus loves you. Bye, y'all.
My life is basically over, and all over a concert. Let me tell you what happened last night. Basically, yesterday I was sick and I didn't want to go to school like a normal person. But I had a concert to go to tonight, and my parents said if I didn't go to school, then I couldn't go to the concert. Me being me, I felt like shit all morning, so I came home, tried to get some medicine. I didn't really go back. Naturally, that pissed my parents off. They said, go back to school or you're losing your car. I said, okay. I go back to school. Did I actually go into campus though? No, I sat in my car and waited for it to be lunch so me and my friend could leave. My dad saw my car's location and my location and basically saw that I was sitting in my car and I wasn't actually on campus. He's yelling at me. He's like, you can go home right now and not leave the house, or you can go back to school and go on with your life. And I said, I'll go home, but I didn't go home. I actually went to lunch with my friend and then went home. I'm still trying to go to this concert, so my mom comes home and I'm like, hey, what time are we going to the concert? She's obviously like, Natalia, what are you talking about? We're not going to the concert. I told you, like, you have to stay at school, yada yada. I'm like, no, but like, I felt terrible. Like, please, I feel so much better now. Like, you have to let me go. My favorite band, like, you have to let me go, basically. And she's like, I don't know, we'll talk to your dad. I call my dad and I'm like, please let me go. And he's like, fine, you can go. Just know you're not gonna have your car this weekend. You might not have it this week if you like don't behave at the concert. I'm like, you know what, that's fine punishment, I'll take it. I won't have my car this weekend. Like, so now I'm carless for 2 days, but I'm going to the concert. Life is good. I get to the concert. Mom wanted to go into VIP. I wanted to be in the pit. Go into the pit by myself, and I make some friends. I'm mingling, whatever. The artist comes on. We're dancing. You know, my mom can see me from the balcony. Behind me, we're rolling up and lighting up, and I went, yo, give me some. And my mom texts me and she goes, I saw that, you're getting tested tomorrow. Of course, my mother told my dad. Now my dad's blowing my phone up and he's like, you have no car ever. Don't expect to ever see your car. All this shit being so fucking dramatic. I understand what I did was wrong. I shouldn't have in the crowd. It's just my parents take this level issue and make it a this level issue. But halfway through the concert, I decide, you know what, I'm just gonna put my phone down, not answering anybody. But I had a great time at the concert. I actually had so much fun. I made friends. I'll tell you guys the story. Now comes this morning. And I went and I tried to talk to my dad, and I was super calm, and I was trying to get like my punishment, like trying to get him to see he was being kind of crazy. I don't have my car this weekend. Of course, I accept that. And I can't drive myself to school on Monday, but I think I'll have my car back by Tuesday. I literally just got all ready to go on a walk around my neighborhood, so